It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
What are you so excited about, Taylor?
Oh, I have so much to talk about. Like that's the Great Sage BNR, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, the great
Oh,
sage BNR.
yeah, one of the I think the worst
BNR's all time.
BNRs of all time. It's actually insane how bad it was.
Okay, well,
That's pretty awful.
you guys have a very different opinion than me, so I'm very intrigued to hear what you say.
You you don't have a problem with
You
that BNR?
did?
I mean, like,
What?
it just means that we're gonna play Kayo-mirrors the entire event, like Yokohama. Like, unless something changes, it's just Kayo-mirrors.
I mean, if that's what you like, then I guess I understand.
I'm not saying I like that. I'm saying that's what it's gonna be. Like, I don't know. So, like, what you know what? Let's just jump right in. Let's talk about. Let's dive into Sage BNR right now. No waiting. Let's start the episode off with a banger. Actually, Taylor should edit this to like the very end, and so I'll just sound like a complete jackass when I say let's start this off with a banger.
Good idea.
So the BNR, if I remember correctly, was lightning press, all colors, like LSS is crazy, all colors. Leave us blue press, that's crazy. Burn up shock, bracers of belief, all colors of steel blade shunt, all colors of sirens of safe harbor. I think that was all the things that got banned, right?
All colors of spindle also got banned.
Spindle, yeah. Ether spindle got banned, which like I guess minimizes some points for KO, but like also does nothing. And then unbanned, we got amulet of ice, which like I mean I'm hoping somebody proves me wrong, but that kind of just seems like a meme. And then the other card that got unbanned,
The Embers.
Rake the Embers, yeah. And
That's
so
a big deal.
and so I feel like that one actually kind of matters a little bit. I feel like that actually kind of puts Stromae on the map.
Kind of.
Yeah, no, kind of puts Stromae
Kind
on
of.
the map.
So it would.
If they would have hit anything from KO that actually mattered.
I mean, hitting sirens from KO
No,
does
no,
not matter.
No,
No, it does not
that-
matter. Easy. You gotta let me get the words out of my mouth before
Okay,
y'all
okay.
yell at me. We're all on the same page. Relax.
Saying we're just like waiting
Oh, I
for you
can
to say
tell.
it.
Both of you were like, "Roar," like the second I said anything.
You let it off with like a negative as if it was going to be like, oh, it doesn't.
No,
You know, it does
no.
matter.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
understand.
naive enough to think that in any way. Like taking a 2 for 6 out of the deck, like I'm sure takes away some points somewhere, but come on, like you would have been better off to hit like Rough Up or like Buck Wild. I think would have mattered more than
Oh,
Sirens.
fuck wow, absolutely.
Here's why they couldn't do it though, and this is my rant. This is actually the issue I'm having. Is that the Precon is determining the BNRs for Pro Tours. They can't ban anything from the Precons, so pretty much it is destroying the Pro Tour meta because they can't hit the $20 Precon. And they accidentally made one good Precon, and it fucked everybody the Pro Tour.
Well, I don't even know if the Precon's that good. It's just that the cards that are in it are the ones that always go in KO, and KO is just the best deck.
Exactly. It's like you can't
I think
ban.
that's what Taylor's saying.
Yeah.
Like, is that like by force of nature, kind of like the KO Precon is good because all of the cards that fit into it are just the card pool that make up what we would play in the deck regardless. And so because there's a Precon, you can't hit anything out of it. Which like, I mean, I don't know. There's a world where like in Classic Constructed, I kind of understand that. You know, they mentioned, which I'm sure is going to set off a whole nother like conversation. Taylor's already ready to fucking fight about this. They mentioned price in this format and how they were more aggressive with cards. And I was like, okay, if you're going to be more aggressive with cards based off of price, then be more aggressive with cards because of the Precon deck. Like, I get it. It's a way to get people into the game, and that's why we're not doing it. But if price doesn't matter, then I feel like the Precon shouldn't matter either. We should just be willing to do whatever is best for the format.
So they literally did this big, Sage BNR, and then in the Sage BNR, they literally go, "We're just letting you know, though, Classic Constructed, we care about your money." And it's like, well, okay, I don't care about that. Why don't you explain to me why you ban these cards? And there's like, it's a puzzle. Figure it out. I'm like, the puzzle's already fucking done. It's just KO. It's all KO. What puzzle is there? Like, okay, so let's say their reasoning behind Rootbound is that they can produce like an OTK Florian deck now, which might be good into KO. But
Well, they
auto
unban
loses.
that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is like the two decks that are probably have a 50% or higher matchup is Valda, which we are aware of. And the second deck, it might be some type of OTK Florian. But they both lose to absolute goober decks like Kano and Enigma, which makes them a crazy pick for a Pro Tour. So the safest bet, bar none, is to just bring the deck that throws the 4-card 15s at your opponent every turn, no matter what, in the 20 life format, because like your bad matchups were Briar. Oh, Briar's fucking just got murdered publicly.
Absolutely.
2 in the chest, 1 in the head
Yeah,
for Briar.
DGA. Okay, well, we're going to take away their 3-card 13 blocks. Okay, well, Shunt's gone. That's a huge deal. Oh, Kano might be able to accidentally kill you from nowhere. Well, Spindle was a big deal with that because they would Spindle find the blues to put on top of their decks to do that to you. Now that's gone. And it's like, what the hell is happening over there? Dude, just ban the beaten trackers, ban yellow wild ride, call it a day. I mean, honestly, that would be like, I'd be happy as hell if you just banned beaten trackers, yellow wild ride.
I think that would have been great.
Yeah.
Like, is there a world where they need to hit both? Like, do you think more than one card needs to come out of KO? Or do you think you could say,
Yes.
is beaten trackers enough? Because I don't think just yellow wild ride by itself is enough.
No,
but
no in hell.
I think, yeah, exactly. But I do think there is a world where like maybe trackers is enough for the deck to be okay. And when you're winning and you're rolling, you're just rolling because you drew all 4 of the wild rides.
So I think that if you were to ban one card, it would actually be Bear Fangs, because I think that's the biggest offender of the offensive overlap that Beaten Trackers provides, not even Savage Feast.
Interesting.
I think beaten
I
trackers
feel like-
would have been a good hit.
Yeah, Beaten Trackers would have been a good hit, but if you're only going to take one card, I think it actually would have been Bear Fangs. There's so many times you just jam that bad boy in Arsenal, and then your turn is just absolutely nuts. You draw, like, you high roll, and you draw a second Bear Fangs, all of a sudden you're doing 8-3-8, like, just crazy numbers.
So what if they didn't want to hit equipment? Like, let's just go a different route. Like, I'm just throwing hypotheticals at you because obviously none of this matters. Like, they've done what they've done, and we're here for it at this point. If they had decided to not ban equipment, do you think all 3 colors of Buckwild and all 3 colors of Bear Fangs, like, would that completely
Buck.
neuter the deck?
That would have.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
You
no,
think
that
it's
would
too
have
much?
been. I think that you could take all of Buck or all of Wild Ride, and I would have been perfectly happy with this. And then, like, it would cause. I think that would have been a great ban. All of Buck, because then DGA, I think, still beats it even without the shots, which is something that would keep it in check. Because, like, the ability to go, like, 3 wide or, like, 2 wide of, like, 7 to 8 or 7 to 7 or something like that is what makes the deck good. It's not the 2-card 8s, which it does have with, like, rough ups and stuff off of mites. What makes the deck good is the claw itself. Honestly, claw would have been a great ban, but that's a completely hot. That's a take. That's not. No one's ready for that one yet.
Yeah, you guys aren't ready for that one.
Yeah, that one's not ready. But I do think eliminating the 3-card wide, so just taking over a wild ride or like if you did like yellow wild ride and red pulping would have been, I think, good. But then you start getting like really surgical, and new players are going to get really confused when I can't play yellow this, but I can play red that, and so I understand. So if I was going to clear one section, it would either probably be Wild Ride, which is a 2 for 7 because of the might you generate plus the claw. So I think I'd take Wild Ride over Buck. But what's your opinion, Sam?
I think Buck would also be pretty reasonable because you open the deck up to having those like lots of no blocks in deck. Gives you a little bit of variance, make the deck a little bit worse. Either one I think is fine. But I think, this is just kind of egregious that they left it untouched entirely. It's crazy to me. I don't know.
I mean, like, I think it's pretty safe to say there's no more BNRs before Yokohama, right?
Oh, this is it. This is the meta.
I mean, there's the CC BNR, but like no more Sage stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so short of an emergency BNR, we're not going to get the player vote before Yokohama, which means it is probably actually, unless somebody like finds something that nobody else has found and they are just actually just sitting on it, which would be crazy, it's going to be KO, the Sage format. So you're going to have 5 rounds of CC, and then it's going to be KO the format to day 2.
Yeah. I would say 50 to 60% are going to be KO. Then you'll have 20 to 25% of the people playing anti-KO deck. So something like Valda or Florian. And then you might even have like 10 to 15% playing like a Type 2 deck, trying to have like a 40%er into KO, but beating the decks that are beating KO. Like an Enigma, like a really teched Enigma or something like that. That's what I could see happening as like a triangle. Would be like a Florian Valda, KO, and then Enigma, Kano kind of circle happening.
Okay. Do you think there's more or less representation of KO at PT Yokohama with the current situation than we had of Aurora in London?
Oh,
More or
yeah.
less?
Oh yeah.
It's not even comparable.
I thought 50 might be a little bit high, but I think Aurora in London was 32%.
It was it was like 30 something. Like it was
We're
just
looking at,
into
like-
the 30s.
I think
We're
35%.
looking at, like-
Pretty
we're
easy.
We're looking at like Lexi National, like Nats. I think like
Lexi
40-45%.
was
like-
very high in 2023 Nationals, yeah.
I think she was 40. She won 42% of all nationals. So I'm looking at like that number.
Yeah. Okay. So KO broken.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Now, here's the real question. Do you think we get an emergency BNR before Yokohama?
If you really want to piss off the player base, that's what you do.
I'm really conflicted. So I'm not going to Yokohama.
Okay.
And it's just something came up. I can't go, which is fine. But I have to help you test. And dude, that mirror is miserable. I hate the KO mirror. It's so volatile.
It is very volatile because it's actually just whoever does what first. Like, which is kind of sad in a lot of ways. I don't know. Sam, what do you think?
Oh, dude. If they do an emergency BNR and run this a la LL at Worlds, I feel like you're just going to have a bunch of people completely like disenfranchised with the format before it even gets rolling all over again. So I don't think they can do it again.
So now would be a perfect time for Taylor to like pull the clip where he said, "Oh, we should have waited to have Sage at PT Vegas so that we could iron out the format first." Like, just pull that clip in right there.
It just seems so easy. It seems so easy. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well,
It's like-
here's my first problem though. If that were the case, it would just be Chain because we can't ban Chain again, and Chain is getting unbanned after Yokohama.
They wouldn't have banned Chain when they did.
Yeah,
if we were waiting until Vegas, like they would have let Chain just run the format.
Chain,
for a while.
KO, and Briar would have hit. They would probably hit Kano, and maybe DGA, and called that the format, which I think would have been better. But it's kind of funny because if you want to think about it like this, we have Sage. We now have data. Unlike Living Legend for Worlds, we have data, which is great. They saw the data, then they went, actually, we're not going to do anything with this data other than hit these fucking decks that people like to play and just leave the best deck in the room, the best deck, and like leave it at that. Oh my gosh, dude.
By the data, they did hit the best deck. They hit Briar pretty heavy. Briar on way more PQs than KO.
I still stand by my statement, and I will stand by the statement that KO
you were trying to make a data-driven statement, and that's just not how it is.
I know, dude, but LSS doesn't look at data. We know this. They just do things.
It's very clear that like if you look at the BNR, like Pryor got like 2 in the chest, 1 in the head is what I keep saying. Like that's the analogy I'm using. And I feel like LSS could have just let the 2 to the chest do the job. Like the 1 to the head was so unnecessary, it feels like. Like the Bracers of Belief or the Lightning Press ban just felt so over the top to me. Like Burn Up and Shock and Bracers of Belief or Press would have been fine in my opinion.
Racers was just such a crazy hit for me. I'm just like, that was the card that we thought about here?
No, actually, it makes sense. I mean, they banned Goliath Gauntlet, right? So it's like, I understand that those are not like, like apples and apples, but they sit in the same realm.
Okay.
I kind of agree. I think the problem with the bracers ban is actually like kind of twofold, where the more egregious offensive overlap that you kind of get from Goliath Gauntlet for the most part wasn't actually the main function of the card in the deck. Like, of course, you could absolutely use it for that, but what it did a lot of the time is fix hands that didn't give you a pump for flourish, or like make a way to actually use all of your cards.
Sure.
Rather than having to pitch a Starfall, because that's just pretty terrible value in that deck. So, like, they not only like hit that offensive overlap, but a huge portion of the consistency where you need to like retool some things now. I'm not even sure that Flourish can realistically be run at this point. I mean, like, you can. You're definitely going to brick more on it. But I think, there's going to be an overall like retooling of the deck, which makes it even worse than it already will be after the BNR.
Okay. That's fair. So I want to go back to the whole emergency BNR thing. And I brought this up intentionally because as someone playing at Pro Tour Yokohama, I am in a boat where I would rather them probably not like a week before, but like I would say like if you give us 3 weeks, right? Like 3 weeks before, which would be pretty soon, I guess. Because,
next week.
yeah. I was like Yokohama's right around the corner. But like, if you had that emergency BNR, like, at minimum 2 weeks before the event, I would be more happy with an emergency BNR to not have KO be 40 or 50% of the room in Yokohama, as opposed to just literally showing up and hoping I win the dice roll, and I'm the first one to pulping you, or some nonsense like that. Like, I don't know, that just doesn't sound like fun to me. I would rather it be, like, a more open format.
I agree.
Yeah, it's very reasonable.
Be curious to know how everybody else watching this feels about that. Like, if you're going to Yokohama, like, do you agree or disagree? Like, that's for everybody watching. Just throw it in the comments because I'm actually curious.
Yeah, me too. I actually really want to read these. I'm actually genuinely curious if like if I'm on an island about this or if like everyone actually agrees or not.
Would be interesting to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to Breakpoints, episode 30. Or I'm sorry. No, shit, dude, I dropped the bit. Yo, we went like 12 or 13 episodes.
It's okay now. You can just drop it. It's okay.
Yeah, the bit's dropped. I fucked it up.
Welcome to Breakpoints. 17 minutes in. How's it going?
Episode 33? 33? Something like that?
It is 33.
All right, episode 33. Welcome back. If you've made it this far, like, follow, subscribe, all those things. I mean, if you haven't at this point, like, and you're still coming back to watch, like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. We actually have a lot to talk about. There's been a little bit of time, like almost a couple of weeks since we recorded because of how our schedules lined up. But before we get into everybody's, weeks and stuff like that, we have a couple of people we'd like to shout out and thank. First off, we have this wonderful product called the Codex Journal. This is actually my Codex Journal that I use at tournaments right now. If you open it up, you can actually see some of the notes that I've taken and some of the life and stuff like that. So it's a great product to keep notes, go back and review games if you're anything like me. A lot of times I forget stuff in the heat of the moment. You can go back and look at it. It's a great product. That's in the description. And then also a great place. We were just talking about all these data-driven decisions we were making. You too can find this data at fablazing.com. Net?
It's not com. It's not com.
Fablazing.com. My man, Taylor's going to edit that out. Or if not, I'm going to look like an idiot here in just a second, and that's okay too. But you too can get this data. It's not special. It's not hidden. It's out there for everyone. Gentlemen at Fablazing is great. So now that we have thanked all of the wonderful people who take care of us, let's talk about everybody's past couple of weeks. Taylor, start us off.
Okay. I went over to Zach's Locals to play a ProQuest directly after Paul's episode that day. Split the finals with former teammate Aaron Grace playing KO. It was a wonderful time. I didn't like the 2.5 hour drive there or the 2 hour drive back. But me and Aaron got to hang out and send a car together and chat. So we had a good time, had dinner, gossiped a little bit. He was on Ira. I played KO, the best deck in the format, I believe. Anyway, it was a good time. Then, this weekend, we actually just got back from Montreal, which we'll talk a little bit later. the calling, I kind of pooped the bed, which is fine. It's expected playing Marlin. But I did cash the showdown, which is really cool, on my teammate's deck because I didn't bring a Sage deck because I was like, I'm not going to play Sage if I don't day 2 or not. And then I was like, man, I really want to play Sage. And I played Sage, and it was really fun. Like, I think I came in like 10th. I lost a winning in to a Kayo-mirror. I won the dice roll, and I was like, oh my god, I just topped 8. And then I draw my hand up, and it's Pearl, 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 Buck Wild. And I was like, oh my god. And he goes, Red Buck Wild. I was like, holy shit, he's attacking like this. Oh my god, no. Block 2. He's like, oh. Yeah. I was like, yeah. He goes, any reactions? I was like,
Any reactions?
This guy's like, oh, he's on some sauce. Oh, it's amazing.
but, I had a good time. I got to hang out with the boys, which we'll talk a little bit more later. We'll talk about Montreal. But, no, I had a great time. How about you, Sam?
So after Paul's episode, I also went to a PQ. I played Briar like he told me to. I got to semis and lost to one of our teammates, Brendan, who ended up taking the whole thing down. It was a pretty tight game, but he gave me the sauce. I got to go second, and I had a hand that basically it was a burn-up shock and no go again in it, but I had a lightning press. I was like, okay, give me a few cards, make sure this happens. He gives me 2 Clash of Mights in his boots and then just proceeds to blow my face off.
Classic.
It's pretty good. So that one I didn't get, and then went to a PQ the next day. Decided, hey, a KO deck's kind of good. I'm gonna play it. There's going to be a lot of illusionist players. There's going to be some Kanos there. Some ice. What's a better deck into ice? KO for sure. Turns out not so much because I get to quarters. I hit a Lexi. I am higher seed. Decide to go second, and I drop my hand, and it's 4 red cards. And they play Arctic Incarceration, and turns out they got to go first and second that game.
I love that.
So didn't go too well. Otherwise, I had a pretty good time. Sage is very fun when those like crazy variance things don't happen to you. They do happen sometimes. You have some non-games, but most of the time, it's a pretty good time. Just a like 10% outlier could be a little rough. Montreal, my luck kind of continued in that direction where things weren't so great. I ended up X3 drop. The first loss was to homie Wesley Dong, who topped the event. I played Marionette in the calling, and he discarded all 3 Beast Withins in 5 turns and blew my face off. Turn 2, he did a 30 damage Blood Rush turn. It was that game was unwinnable from the rip. Wasn't great.
It was like, yeah, that sounds insane.
We got to the point in the late game where I was like, okay, I can get back into this game. I'm going to block down, and I'm going to play this Codex and get him with the Leave No Witnesses and get some tempo back. He says, all right, discard Beast Within, and I'm like, I want to end it. It's just... Not only did I fix his hand, but he got to keep all of his cards. It was it's awful.
Wow.
So that wasn't too great. The following loss was to a Jarl. This man's hit me with 3 Natty Fused Crumble Oaken Olds in the first, I believe, 5 turns. And the last one, he IP'd on the Crumble and then sent a Dominated Mangle, so I'm not doing too healthy. And then proceeds to throw a Felling for the next 3 out of 4 turns, and you don't really win those either, so... I can at least say that the last one was definitely my fault. I made a missed block in my 3rd loss that cost me the game. It was pretty bad. So, wasn't my tournament. I didn't do perfect, and I kind of needed to even have a sniff at day 2. So it is what it is. Other than that, the city of Montreal was a lot of fun, a lot of good food. I'm sure we'll cover a little bit of that going on later. I decided that I didn't really want to play any more Flesh and Blood. I was a little bit tilted, and so I registered for the first game of the showdown and then dropped immediately afterwards. And that's how it went. I just enjoyed hanging out with the
Tournament
boys.
pack farming. That's right.
Exactly. All right, Zach, how did your past couple weekends go?
So I played at the same ProQuest as Taylor. I think I went 3-2 and finished 10th. Just like some weird ones. I lost a game to an Ira who they blocked with 4 cards and still managed to throw 9 at me. So they had a 4-card 21. It was kind of crazy. ProQuest the next day was in Knoxville at Brickhouse Collectibles and lost in top 4. Andrew Cook of the Card Guys KO'd 3 reds off the top of the deck to kill me. But he also did it to the guy in the finals, so feel a little bit better about that situation. Fast forward to Montreal, played Victor, and it was probably one of the first events I have played Victor at, and I was like, yeah, like good meta for Victor. This is what I'm talking about. Verdance, Reinar were my first 2 games, so that was not great. I ended the calling 3 and 4. One of the first times I went had a negative record at like a big event in a minute, so that was pretty defeating. Pulled it back together a little bit, went 5 and 3 at the showdown playing Kayo, finished 35th. No cash, but more like just pulling back my pride a little bit, which was good. And then got to have dinner while we were in Montreal a couple of times. Food was phenomenal. Had dinner with the team one night, which was great, and then had dinner with I'm calling them Taylor, Sam, and friends and company because they were basically just Taylor and Sam's friends, and I was just like there, which is cool. Like I got to have a good time. I will say the next time I go to Montreal, I will take more than a hoodie. That was not a good play on my part. That was pretty dumb. I don't know if I've told you guys this story yet, but when I was at the concession stand or where the lunch was at every day in the convention center, the lady who was there, she was like, we were talking about being in Montreal and stuff like that. And she was like, "Where's your jacket?" And I was like, "Oh," and I pointed to my hoodie. I was like, "This is my jacket." And she looked at me for a second. She went, "Do you know where you are?" And I was like, okay, I deserve that one. I deserve that one. So yeah, but no, Montreal was great. I've never been to Canada before, so I'm very glad that I went. It was a really cool trip, cool experience. Need to pick up some French before I go next time so that I can fit in a little bit better.
It was so much more French than I expected landing.
Yeah.
It was so French. And then the funny part too is everyone would always talk to you starting in French, and you go, "Oh, I only speak English," and they're like, "Oh, you dirty American." You're like, "What?"
Pretty much, yeah. Was great. They'd mumble something else in French and then start speaking English.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, sorry to hear."
Oh man,
it was such a good time.
So
I will say it was very not American as well because every day we'd want to go to a cafe in the morning and they don't open until 9 anywhere around us, which is kind of a wild experience.
it was kind of crazy.
I had to go to Starbucks for coffee because there's no other spots. Do you know how bad I was down?
It was sad. It was very sad.
What?
And then
No, you go.
I was gonna say, then I of course scrub out of the calling, and I'm like, okay, let's explore the city of Montreal on Sunday instead. Well, it turns out everything's closed on the weekend. I was like, let's go to the Underground Mall. Closed. I want to go see the Nature Observatory. Closed. It's just can't win.
No, it was brutal.
I think it's crazy to experience how much capitalism rules the U.S. until when you go outside of the U.S. You just these places opening at 9 or 10 o'clock, and they're closed on the weekends and stuff like that. And it's the U.S. would never
My American mind was broken when I was like, the coffee shop opens at 9. Where am I supposed to get my coffee at? Oh my God.
I understand, dog. I get it.
Oh, Starbucks got me. Starbucks also, side note, in Canada, they have these little mini everything bagels. They're like that big right there, but they have cream cheese on the inside. They're like a donut bite, but for bagels. Phenomenal. Insane.
Okay.
Blew my mind, dude. Me and my wife were like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Dude, I was like, and then don't be wrong, we ate some good food, but that was the most memorable food.
Okay.
That was the most memorable.
Dude,
Oh my.
it just caught me so off guard. Okay. The pistachio croissant that we got when we went to that little Olympia cafe thing. That place was really good.
There's lots of good food.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. It was awesome.
Yeah. I liked it all.
Taylor's banned from ProQuest, which like there's like what 2 more weeks of ProQuest, and then Memphis, I think.
There's 3 weeks of CC ProQuest.
But we will be in Memphis for.
Oh, but we'll be in Memphis for the last week. So in my head, the last week.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
But no, that makes sense.
It's important for a tangent I have later.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No, I gotta load them all up. We got a lot of those in the chamber right now.
3 more weeks of CC ProQuest. Taylor is banned. Sam, how many more are you hitting?
It looks like I'm hitting just 2 more. I only got 1 more free weekend to hit them. I'm going to the SCG Con this weekend, which is like essentially a ProQuest Plus, I guess. It's like a showdown, but for CC. This is how the pricing breakdown is. So we go in there, maybe I get lucky and top 4/top 2 and either get a PTI or enough money to just buy a PTI and not have to worry about it.
Okay.
That'd be solid. And then I'm going to hit 2 more locally the following weekend, and then we're in Memphis.
Okay.
How about you?
Nice. I'm in the same boat. I've got 1 on Sunday this weekend. I decided not to make the trip to Richmond this weekend. After going to San Diego, being gone for 2 ProQuests the weekend after, and then being in Montreal all weekend, I have decided that a Saturday at home with my wife sounds like a very relaxing thing. So no Richmond for me, because the other option was to drive 4.5 hours to Sam's house on Friday night, drive an hour from his house to Richmond, play cards all day, go back to Sam's house afterwards, wake up on Sunday, drive like 2.5 or 3 hours to Charlotte the next day to plan a ProQuest, then drive 3.5 hours home. So I've decided to cut out a bunch of that by just staying at home on Saturday.
There's the ProQuest in Charlotte. I might be able to hit a 3rd, actually, if I'm feeling frisky on Sunday.
You should come to the ProQuest. It's closer for you than it is for me.
Yeah, all of the good players have already won their ProQuest, so it's free.
I see. Good for the shitters like us, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Sam. You can fucking see him. He's ear to ear over there after he says it. Fucking rats.
I'm just messing. My locals are
Next
soft.
time I qualify for nationals and you don't, I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh, dude. Let me tell you what. I'm blaming the snowstorm. Okay, I'm blaming that snowstorm. I only got
Taylor,
to hit
you
up.
didn't qualify for Nats?
I only went to 3 ProQuest. I mean, 3 RTNs.
XP?
Well, I don't know if I made it to XP because LSS forgot about it. So I'm just here chilling.
All right.
They haven't updated
I was
it.
Opening a can there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. I literally went on Twitter today and added LSS publicly and was like, "Hey, what are you doing about this?" Nothing. Radio silence. I'm like,
so
okay.
the XP qualifications for nationals are not out yet?
Nope.
All of the invite list just isn't there yet. So for a lot of the other countries, it's like you can look up who's like able to play and where everything is, but the area, unless things have changed recently, is just grayed out for the U.S. nationals.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Because the snowstorm knocked out 3 of my 3 of my RTNs, and I was like joking and played my sweet Marlin for the first 3, and I did top 8, I think all 3 of them. So I was like, maybe I'll make it through XP, but I can't even buy my airplane until I know. I'm completely like just waiting.
That's kind of frustrating.
Kinda, dude. It can't be that hard. It has to be on a database somewhere where they just look at it and post it.
Well, no, I'm just surprised. Like, I feel like normally, like, they're pretty on top of that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, I guess I've never actually looked at XP to see if I made it, so I don't really know when it comes out. Like, but
every other country,
From
it's
friends in the past, normally you are in the know pretty quickly. But before you could at least track it, I think a little bit better because it was actually just tracked on the website. They don't show it anymore.
okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so Taylor's waiting to hear about nationals. Sam, I assume you're going to nationals. Yeah, I have not booked anything for nationals yet, but I need to. I think Carly's booking our hotel for Japan right now as we speak. What?
Holy shit! You're only booking it a month out now. That's kind of wild.
We booked our flights. Like, that's what matters. Like I I'll book it on the plane if I have to on the way over there. Like,
That's my goat right there,
stress
dude.
me out. Y'all
Like,
stress me out.
So I have to say, like, like on a serious note, Carly's normally like that way. Like Carly likes to have everything mapped out, but we have been planning Vegas and all inclusive and Yokohama at the same time. And like the all inclusive is with my parents. And Mom, if you watch this, I love you. I love you to death. But holy fuck, my parents can't plan shit, and it drives Carly and I crazy. Like it's just one of those things. If my mom makes it 35 minutes into the podcast, then oh well. I guess Thanksgiving's going to be awkward this year. But it is what it is.
Yeah, buy her a drink at the all-inclusive. I'm sure it'll be all right.
Yeah, buy her a drink at the all-inclusive. Yeah, this one's on me, Mom. Don't worry. Yeah, I can fucking hear it now. So it sounds like you and I both have 3 more ProQuests. For anybody who, I don't know if Sam is pivoting decks or what he's up to, but for anybody who doesn't like watch the streams and stuff, I have decided to step away from Victor for ProQuest season and for calling Memphis, just with like the variance and the place that he's in right now. I'm just kind of decided to move away from it. And so I am looking at Dio. Dio is one of the decks I'm looking at. Mario is really one of the other ones. Verdance was on the list, but she's probably gone this weekend. Let's just be real. Like Verdance probably gone this week. So, I mean, Dio is probably what I'm looking at. So I guess we've got some chances to play Dio over the next couple of weeks. So I'm kind of excited to play a deck not Victor at a ProQuest this weekend, to be honest. It's going to be a big change of pace.
Yeah.
I guess since Aurora LL is probably the only deck that you've been on.
I played Syndra a little bit. Like I won that
Yeah.
ProQuest on Syndra. So like I've been on and off of Syndra, but it's never had the vibe that I like. And so I don't know, like playing Dio has been really interesting because there's a lot of like things happening at one time. There's a lot of like different like decisions you can make playing the deck, and it creates for some really interesting play patterns. And so like, thankfully, Jesse and Emma are great at, Dio. And so they've been helping me like, through some questions and navigate stuff, which has been really nice. So, it's, I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to be either really great or really bad this weekend. I'm trying to be optimistic this weekend, so we'll see what happens.
I'm in the same boat as you two definitely know, and I guess I'm flailing on what deck to play for Memphis if I go. I am flailing like nothing you've ever seen. My heart tells me one thing, but
Are there ones you're leaning towards?
I think I've mentioned 6 decks in the last 8 hours.
So no was the answer
No.
to that for everybody watching at home.
If you have, I can tell that you've been busy with like work and life. As soon as you look in team chat, you're just gonna see me in like 8 different chats with like just a gun in my head screaming at the wall.
I think I have about what feels like 1,000 messages I have not read from today in our team chat that like I'm gonna like read after we're done recording when I'm laying in bed.
It's
It's bad because you're also like trying to build Aurora 2 instead of trying to
dude, it's fun. Yeah, okay, that's true. Never mind. I don't want to talk about that.
Here's a fun question. With what we have now, with all that we know now, if Aurora 2 were legal this weekend, would you play her at a ProQuest if you could go?
No.
Okay.
Because
probably not.
No weapon. It's the fucking. I need the weapon.
So the weapon is a big part of it. Like I would also say no, which I think most people might find surprising, but I would say no because we don't have enough knowledge on how to create lightning flow tokens yet, and we don't have a weapon. So like I think those two things are like pretty like big.
Yeah. She also gets 2 legendaries. That's a lot. That's a lot of legendaries. I mean, I assume she gets a legendary because there's 5 legendaries in the set. Yeah, I would say
it's all coming together.
There's 5 legendaries, so we can assume it's lightning, runeblade, illusionist, wizard, and then a generic.
And then a tunic reprint for the 7th time.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
That's right.
By the way,
I would be okay with that.
I think we should talk about this set a little bit.
Okay, go ahead, Taylor. Start us off.
why does this set exist? I'm not like
What?
Let's break this down into terms that I think what he's trying to say to more normal people that don't hear the words that come out of Taylor's mouth constantly. Why are they printing an all lightning set and reprinting 2 heroes in it? That one is still very much legal in CC when we haven't seen any of the old guard kind of come back. Where's Lexi? Where's Icelander?
Yeah.
Am I kind of getting the right wavelength?
Yeah. It's more of like this set just seems like so out of left field compared to like where I thought the game was going to be going. Like I thought we were going to eventually see like yes.
Yeah. I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah.
How close is Oscilio to LL? Like actually?
I think it's like
Not.
It's like
Like
800.
Are we halfway?
No. Hell
He's
no.
like 200-300, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not
Hold
even
on.
halfway on Oscilio. Okay,
No.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Hold on. You make me sidetracked for
All right.
for Cilia points.
So I'm gonna speculate on why the Oscilio reprint whenever you're done.
They expected him to LL.
100%.
Expected him to LL?
The community, like the devs thought we were better than we are, and they thought Aurora and Oscilio were going to be gone in a year and a half, and we were going to have them rotate out, and then we were going to get new ones.
Are you telling me that LSS is printing sets that are so pushed after Mistveil that they think Aurora and Oscilio were going to... What?
Yeah,
if they think that...
yeah.
So very first thing, that's definitely not the case.
The-
Because they're reprinting Aurora because of the Aurora debacle. You know, that this was coming. We all knew it was coming. We thought it was coming with other stuff. And also, just so you're curious, Oscilio currently has 293 LL points.
I'm telling you, Oscilio has 36 health. Like, one of the lowest health heroes we've ever had printed. I'm convinced they genuinely thought we were going to LL both of them.
So they designed shit heroes in such a way that they thought that these 2 heroes were going to get 2,000 points each, like, for together?
All right, so let's
think Oscilio
give that.
shit.
Let's give it even worse. All right, so they also thought Dory was going to be gone.
I was going to say the same thing, dude. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say it.
All right. I don't know anything about that. But yeah, that's my running theory, is that they thought both lightning heroes were going to be gone. Bang, let's run 3 lightning heroes back into the format.
But, like, who asked for that? Like
Nobody. Have we,
No one
like,
asked for it,
LSS
except
fires from the hip, bro.
They definitely asked for Aurora. I'm giving you that one.
Okay, but that could have been Armory deck.
I mean, yeah, so, like,
Sure.
Aurora's being given back because it was, like, considered, they pushed it as the new player deck. And then it LL'd, like, in 6 months or whatever. And so, like, now they kind of have to put the card pool back into play.
But they didn't.
Yeah.
Way elemental.
but they did, though. Like, they
No.
put Arc Lightning back in the format. Like, they put all of her specs she could play back into rotation. Like, I get it. You can't play Entwine Lightning and Arcanic Shockwave, but they put the pushed Armory deck back into play.
Okay, Aurora LL'd a year ago.
Yeah.
Dromai and Icelander have been gone for literally 3 years, and we haven't heard Jack Diddley other than an AI art picture of Dromai, okay?
I am not saying it's right. I'm telling you why I think they're doing what they're doing.
So, you know, on a lighter note, this Ziggy character looks really fucking cool. You know, definitely lots of cool points in there. It says illusionist, it says lightning, and it does arcane damage. It's going to be the most hated illusionist ever printed. It's going to be a blast.
Prediction. I think that this is the gravy of the set. I think Ziggy is going to be the hero that, like, 85 to 95% of the set is actually based around. Like you're going to, like, look through the cards and be like, this card sucks in Aurora, this card sucks in Oscilio. Oh my god, it's just for Ziggy. And it's just going to be that right there. Like, it's just going to be the gravy situation.
I'm already, like, there's so
this-
many cool things I can already think to do with this deck that I feel like no matter what cards we get, it's going to be baseline very fun and probably pretty good just on, like, raw aggro numbers. I don't know how, like, strong anything else, like, game plan wise and how people can counter are going to be. It's, you know, we got a lot to go from. But the fact that I can play Phantasmaclasm and somersault it back gives me so much joy. I don't think you guys understand.
Somersault's not going to be legal, buddy. I'm going to tell you this one from the heart.
But just imagine it is, okay? And you can run like blue somersault in your deck to retrieve Phantasmaclasm. And if you had like a fucking embodiment of lightning, you could do it twice.
Okay. I one up you on cool interactions. Are you ready?
Oh, there's so many.
But this is the one that
all of them.
I love this one though. If you go, was it Miraging Metamorph? And then your opponent, and then your opponent blocks, and you can lightning press your opponent's attack and then play Channel Lake channel. You now have 2 channels because it makes a copy of channel.
With Arcane, like if they're not running AB2, you just draw 2 cards. Bow. Oh, the deck has so many cool things you can do. Oh man.
But Flash of Brilliance and Somersault are not going to be legal come U.S. Nationals.
Fractal Replication might be a real card you can play now. That's kind of lit.
Do you know what I really like about this set?
You know you can elect...
I get to play Aurora again.
Aurora says pay 2, make an embodiment of lightning.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. So I will say, to your all's point, Ziggy actually terrifies the shit out of me. Like, I have never looked at a hero and thought something might push me to take a break. Like, I genuinely think that is going to be the most bonkers shit. Like, Taylor's prediction of it being gravy level broken was literally a conversation I had with somebody. And I know he didn't steal it because it was in a private DM. Like, I know it was in a private DM. And, like, I genuinely think it is going to be some of the dumbest shit ever. You can protect your things from Scour. You can protect CLV, reset the flow counters. Like, you have all kinds of dumbass shit you can do. Oh, here's Waning Moon for 1.
One more thing. I love that LSS is scared to print ice because it like makes people angry. But yet they print a set that's Runeblade, Wizard, Illusionist, and it's like the 3 most hated classes. I'm like, what's happening?
Ziggy will be the most hated hero we've ever had.
I'm not gonna say that. No.
That's my prediction.
I'm with you.
No.
I think for sure.
Like people are going to love it. Like, but I'm telling you, it is going to be the most hated hero of all time. It's going to feel like you are playing against a Runeblade with Enigma's bullshit attached to it. Like, are you kidding me? Just take me out back, James. You can have it. Just my God.
So excited.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Excited.
See, 2 kinds of people in this world. All like, I hope he's cool. I'm sorry, I hope they're cool. I've done that twice now. I hope Ziggy is cool.
I got nothing. I'm gonna make a prediction though. U.S. Nationals, Aurora has a better win rate. Vegas, Ziggy has a better win rate. That's gonna be my long call. I think that's how it goes. Because I think Ziggy's gonna take a lot longer of a time to figure out, kind of like Enigma at the beginning.
I mean, I think that makes sense. Like, and if if the player base's track record has shown you anything, then I think that's very accurate. Yeah, like the aggro, like the split damage aggro deck does better week 2?
Yeah,
week 1 or week 2.
Split damage aggro deck is also Ziggy.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And then, when we've had more time to refine it, Ziggy dominates Pro Tour Vegas. You twisted
that's my bad.
Yeah, that checks out.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have such a great time.
We talked about Ziggy and Aurora. What do you guys think about Swelio?
I mean, he's interesting. I've seen some pretty funky looking builds so far.
Yeah.
Am I excited about Oscilio? Absolutely not. I wish you would free me from this mortal coil instead of presenting an Oscilio with 2 more health and ponder tokens and saying, hey, I heard you guys like Gone in a Flash combo.
Yeah, I actually have a big issue with Gone in the Flash because now that I'm looking at these new heroes and everything, like Blast to Oblivion, Gone in the Flash, these cards seem so egregious. It's and I know you can't ban the whole entire Rosetta Lightning pool. That's impossible. It's like, but these cards were built so egregiously. It's like I don't feel like that some of the cards were future proofed. Like the Flash of Brilliance was not future proofed for an illusionist, I believe, because of
There's 0% that somersault was future proofed.
yeah,
Like no shot.
yeah. It's so wild to me that they're like, okay, so we have this whole pool of non-future proofed cards. Let's just throw them in with an illusionist that does stuff. It's like, yeah. So like Blast to Oblivion in my illusionist deck. Oh, it might have Go Again. Oh my God, let's just do it. No, what's happening? Who asked for this fucking set? Who asked for this fucking set?
I'm so ready to flash in and out a essence. And just be like, all right, you want to attack me with reds?
It says lightning on it, Sam. Ziggy says lightning. You can't bounce Essence of Ancestry Body or whatever.
Can't you do that with the headpiece?
Yes.
The headpiece?
The headpiece lets you. Yeah.
Yeah, Flash of Brilliance, you can do that. Yes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
discard a
I
lightning
thought
card,
you were
bounce
talking
it.
about the Ziggy's ability, their ability.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm talking about using the headpiece to do
Yeah.
egregious things.
No, I mean, yeah,
Hold
the
on.
headpiece is going to be stupid.
What's the 2-for-6 yellow card that came out in an expansion slot for Prism? Whenever you play it, you name.
Phantasmal Symbiosis?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think
Taylor out here building a deck while we're recording the podcast. I love it. You can see the cogs turning over there. Like,
You
it's
can see
so
just-
good.
I'm trying to think if
So
there's
many
anything that
cool
you could do with
things.
this with like Blast. Like Symbiosis naming Blast and then Blast comes in as an illusionist card. I'm trying to think if there's any interactions there that are like
So let me ask you this: what are the chances? Like, what percentage do you have faith that LSS did future-proof Rosetta, and this set is actually not going to be insane?
0 because in the Dozer interview, James White literally says, "I don't think we're going to see an illusionist for a while." And then 2 weeks later, they're like, "Oh, here's a lightning illusionist." I don't. That is an actual thing that happens in the interview.
I'm not going to lie. I did not listen to the interview after the first, two
He says
questions.
there are no more illusionists for a while. He literally just says this. Like, it's not even like ha ha. It's like a no. We're kind of just done working on them. It's like, okay, cool. And then boom, check this shit out.
So
I mean,
I don't trust anything.
imagine we're going to get Monarch 3 at some point, which I would imagine, include
Next
an
set.
illusionist. That, there's this set, obviously, has an illusionist. Necromancer's coming out. That's basically illusionist with, like, a couple extra hoops. And then past that, we're supposed to be getting a return from Dromai next year. So this break from illusionist, even if I heard that, I would have been really skeptical. And now seeing this, I'm thinking there's going to be an illusionist or an illusionist-like hero in every set for the next, 4?
So we have Return to Ravnica, and then we have Return to Ravnica. Like, is that what I'm hearing? That's what it sounds like to me. Taylor, that's a reference for Taylor and all the Magic
Next
players out
set
there.
is going to be War of the Spark.
I love that means nothing to Sam. Sam's like,
I'm sure that was a very funny joke, but
it was. If Magic players that watch this are like, I hope they laugh at that because I thought that was actually pretty good.
So War of the Spark is like the is the pinnacle of like this whole entire setup of scheming they have for like years. I think it's like 4 or 5 years they've been setting up to this like pinnacle story. And Monarch 3 is going to be that pinnacle story with like Viscerai or Chain coming back, probably being some type of Shadow, Necromancer, room, whatever.
Well, what set is set 20? What set are we getting? Is that 17?
This is 19, and then set 20 is
19.
yeah.
Okay, then yes, yeah, definitely. Because they said the big hubbub about 20 being special. Then yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, which is going to be Monarch 3 with probably Shadow, Necromancer, Viscerai, bringing back Sutcliffe's head as a weapon or something.
I mean, you can speak that into existence, but I really don't think it's going to happen, even though it would be badass.
If there isn't a card in Monarch 3 that has the word Sutcliffe in it, I'm going to be devastated.
Well, there will be, but it'll be like some unplayable garbage all over again.
You shut your fucking mouth right now, buddy.
I don't know,
Lord
man. Suede hides were pretty good.
Oh, dude, back in the OTK Viscerai days? Oh my god, that's a...
Before my time.
I really like whenever I registered Annals of Sutcliffe back in the day and Florian.
Annals of Sutcliffe.
I
That's
was
a
like,
great-
yeah,
Whoa.
I always read that how Sam said it, never how Taylor said it. And I know it's wrong, but that's always how I've read it.
Yeah, that card's kind of sick actually. I like that card.
Dude,
What's
what
the
if, like, the reason they keep pushing it back is because they're bringing back Viserai as a Runeblade Necromancer dual class, and they're like, holy shit, we can't release this into the world.
I mean, that checks out.
Hey,
That's
hold
some
on.
shit SLSS would do.
If you use Symbiose, the 2 for 6, and you then name the token that you make to make it illusionist, you can then swing it with reality refractor. Put that one in my
What are you
little back
naming?
pocket.
What are you naming?
Sure, yes.
The token that you make, the lightning
Oh,
flow.
lightning flow.
Yeah, you can then name that as an illusionist card, and then you can swing it with refractor.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about portals
We're
now.
cooking.
How
We're
are we going to go
cooking.
again on all these things?
I'm just.
We're playing
yeah.
Terrible
lightning,
research
Sam. That's
curve.
how. We're gonna use Ziggy to bounce a sigil of conductivity, and we're in there like swimwear, bro.
I wonder if, like, the play patterns even going to break down to the point where you're playing Ziggy and you play Lightning Greaves and you just wait to draw 2 instants and 2 Spectra cards and just vomit 3 Spectra on the board and say good luck. It's pretty fucking funny.
Please, God, no. Please, God, no.
Please God, let me play. Was it what's the blue that every time you swing it, it gets a +1 counter?
Shimmers.
Oh, dude, Shimmer's Reality Fractor Ziggy. Oh my God, let's go. Give it go again. Okay, I'll swing the next one. 6/6.
Zach is actively deceased.
No, I'm telling you, this 0%. We we become an Arc Raiders channel, boys. Like that's what happens if that's the world I have to live in.
Zach is on Ziggy for Nationals, is what I just heard. He's gonna be playing the team list.
Think so?
I mean, I'm going to be straight with you. The numbers I'm seeing on the Ziggy deck without any support is pretty dumb. So, we'll see.
If you all put together a list that you think is good and you genuinely believe it, I'll play it. But if not, you will pry Aurora from my cold, dead hands. Like,
Aurora's
Dude,
good.
So, here's the thing that I'm kind of worried about.
all right.
What happened when they tried to reprint Oldham?
They never reprinted Oldham.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
They very definitively did.
No, they didn't.
Actually,
they have
they
a little
did.
bit of a track record with reprinting heroes and being wildly different from the original.
I am very scared that New Aurora is going to be dog water.
And then you could play Ziggy. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I have entered my arc of playing whatever I think is like one of the best decks to play. And if that's Ziggy, then I'll play Ziggy. You know, like it is what it is. That's just where I'm at right now.
But dude,
I would bring it to the dark side. They're
Just
gonna
imagine,
do an
though,
illusionist.
you go like Phantasmify with Go Again, and then you Fractal Replicate it, and you Lightning Press the Fractal Replicate. That's Phantasmify.
All of my awful, terrible Everfest bulk cards that I've really wanted to have an excuse to run, you can now play.
Yeah.
I did buy a lot of foil Everfest
To the moon.
illusionist cards before they released Enigma because I was specking.
To the moon. Also,
Sounds like it's about to pay off, boys.
okay,
It's a
We are
long-term
far-
investment right there, boss.
Yeah.
we are far enough away from it. I can finally talk about this. Why did LSS make Super Slam? What was the point of that set?
Zach, why don't you take a bat at this one? Your favorite little boy.
I mean, listen, as much as the end of 2025 was pretty disappointing for me. Let's just leave it at that, okay? Like, we had an entire set of Guardian shit. And when I say Guardian shit, I mean almost literally most of it was shit. Like, a lot of it was pretty bad. And I get it. We don't want Starvo 2.0, okay? And then we get Super Slam. We end the year on back-to-back Guardian sets. I added 2 cards to my Victor deck. 2.
Yeah, one of those is a very, very good card, at least.
Clash of Bravado is insane. I agree.
You son of a bitch. I was talking about our spoiler card, you son of a bitch. I saw it before everybody.
It was too easy.
Dude,
it was too
okay.
easy.
I saw that card and I was like, dude, this set's going to be insane. Because I thought every other card was going to be on the same power level. And then it's just like, nah, Taylor, you got the only good fucking card in the set. Good luck. Anyway, here's Fearless.
They did the same fucking thing with Super Slam. They gave us Leave Them Hanging. We're like, this set is going to be crazy. No.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, there were some good things that came from Super Slam. Like, I think they tested the waters with 5 Intellect Hero. Which,
don't ever
like,
do it again.
I mean,
3 Intellect.
like, I'm glad. Yeah, like, they tested the waters with, like, Intellect on heroes, which I think made Super Slam exciting. Ultimately, I think Super Slam ended up being a flop because it doesn't have any resale value, really. Like, it's one of the, like, cheaper sets that you can buy into, like, buy boxes and stuff. So that makes it tough for vendors to want to have it. I also think that, like, a lot of the, you know, quote unquote, like, good cards that came from the set were just not chase worthy. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I mean, you can get EA Test of Iron Grips, like, I'm going to say relatively cheap when we're talking about EA stuff. They're like $50 or something. And so, like, don't get me wrong, I understand that's not, like, cheap by any means, but you can bling out, like, Guardian decks, like, relatively cheap for the most part. And I don't know, like as hype as I was for Super Slam, it just kind of flopped. Although, sorry, one last thing. I will say, Super Slam will forever be a banger to me because it's when I got my first spoiler. Never forget. Nobody? Okay, cool.
Oh, yours was it was a shitty Goliath card, but I can't remember which.
See, there you go. That's all you needed to know.
Yeah.
It was overturn the results.
That's what it was. I knew it wasn't the 2 steps ahead because it's actually a good card.
No, like, my card was cool, but no, I mean, like, I got, like, a rare. Because I remember talking to Taylor about it, and he was like, did your card get leaked? And I was like, no. And he said, oh, so your card sucks, cool. Like, and that was, like, his message to me.
Was I wrong?
I never once said you were wrong, dog. Never once said you were wrong.
So, I think it's kind of interesting that we went from what I would consider, like, banger after banger sets, which I think is a controversial opinion, but we got Mist Veil, we got Rosetta, we got The Haunted. Like, I think those sets were all really pretty good.
Yes.
For, like,
High Seas was too.
Like, yeah, High Seas was a good one. There's a lot of, like, good playable heroes coming out. And then it's just miss.
Heavy Hitters was before that, and I feel like Heavy Hitters was, like, a really good meta. So, I mean, we had, like, what? Almost, like, we had 5 straight sets of just absolute gas. Then Mastery Pack Guardian and Super Slam.
So, like, you know,
they kinda shit
sometimes you miss. I mean, at this point, Compendium has been out for a little bit. Do you guys feel like that's a miss or a hit?
It's a weird one because I don't think it's a set that's going to affect Fab later. I think once, like, Verdants and KOLLs, we're going to see more of Compendium throughout the next, like, 6 months to a year. Tom kind of brought this up at dinner where he's like, I think the set looks really underwhelming right now because we're seeing a lot of the top heavy decks kind of still eat the top heavy, but, like, we're going to see a lot of the shitter decks go from, like, 20% win rates to 45, 50%. And we're going to start seeing those start cropping up because of the Compendium cards. He goes, so it's like it's almost like an investment. It's like a cruise kind of set or a dynasty kind of set where, like, you see the card designs later when they're supposed to be played.
I think it's a building block set is how I would refer to it.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate that came off the back of Mastery Pack and Super Slam being kind of misses. That this set is a little bit, like, low impact right now, high impact kind of long term. if we're getting back into the cycle of things just being bangers like they were, and we're starting off with this lightning set, and then we hit Monarch, like those are a lot of, I think, beloved classes for a lot of the community. People love their rune blades, better or worse. They love illusionists and wizards. You know, the people who play those classes love those classes very specifically. And when we get, hopefully, to Monarch 3 next set, I anticipate us getting some amount of everyone loves shadow and light pretty much for thematics based on whatever, you know, your proclivity is for illusionist, runeblade, whatever. And we'll probably, I hope, get a necromancer in that set. I think that these are like classes that are very popular with a large group of people in Flesh and Blood, and if they're all impactful, I think we're in a pretty good spot. So I think like looking towards the future, it's, you know, they had a few misses. It's unfortunate timing that it came out right before Compendium, but maybe we're on the upswing again.
I think so.
I think one thing that's actually hurt some heroes has actually been the expansion slot, because I feel like lately they've been doing is they've been releasing like half-assed heroes. Like Verdance, when she first came out, was a half-assed hero.
Yeah.
Marlin's a half-assed hero. Puffin's a half-assed hero, where they didn't want to like affect the drafting or limited of the set, so they just made a shit hero. Not shit, but like definitely not full kitted. And then they fix it.
Tier heroes. And then,
yeah, and then they fix it like 2 or 3 sets later, and it's just like it's causing a really bad taste in our mouth. Is what I think is really happening, because it's like, oh, I get to open up this thing and I grow an attachment to this hero, and then the hero's just absolutely unplayable. Oscilio was a half-assed hero when it came out. I don't know if you guys remember. It was like for 6 months.
Both
it
Verdance and Oscilio were.
Yeah,
like,
they're
we
just
got support.
trash.
And it's weird because you had that, and then you had Aurora and Florian, who were both
like,
out of the box ready to go.
Which is crazy because like expansion or slot 2 later, they know what the hero's getting. Why don't you just put it in the set for the fucking hero? Like I don't like, you know what makes the hero good. Just
I think kind of building on that, the problem with this expansion slot style is that they're releasing way too many whiffs. Every set, there are at least like half of the expansion slot cards that do fucking nothing. Like, Parched Terrain is a card that had extremely minimal impact for like one matchup that only some people ran. And I think towards the end of people running it, people thought it was wrong to even run that card. Like, there's so many like Riptide cards that are absolutely worthless. How many legendaries do we need to give Bolton? Like, there's just so many of these cards that had no impact at all. When instead, if you release like 3 or 4 expansion slot cards for a hero to like complete their kit, I think it'd be way better opportunity cost for these heroes that are like released slightly weaker for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Don't you ever talk about Escalate Bloodshed like that ever again?
Yes, unbelievably terrible card right now. Maybe it's good in the future, but like it's going to be like 2 years. Why'd we have that card early?
Yeah, and it's like I talked to a lot of people, and they just like don't understand. Like Verdance, when it first came out, you didn't have the Burn Bear light. You didn't have Everbloom, dude.
Didn't have Ring of Roses.
Ring of Roses, so you didn't have that reach. It's like the hero's honestly unplayable.
You didn't have Let Up Sleeves either, did you? Like that was
No,
an expansion
no.
slot card. So like, I mean,
Yeah.
I remember playing Verdance when she came out, like on stream, like as part of like, oh, let's play the new hero. And Verdance was the one I was struggling with the most. Like it felt so bad.
Just put the cards in the set. Put the fries in the bag, James.
That's
Put the
right.
fries in the bag.
I think like it's like, yeah, I think even if you want to like lean that way to where it's like, okay, you want to release a hero that's a little bit underbaked so it doesn't come out the gate too hot. You want to test, make sure that your testing environment is the same that you're seeing in CC. I get that. But when it comes out and the hero is like very incomplete, instead of like drip feeding, maybe they do just need to like inject 3 or 4 cards for a hero. Boom, immediate.
I mean, so I think a great example of this is High Seas, right? So, you just like Taylor just mentioned, like Marlin and Puffin are both like half kitted when they came out, and like Cheating Scoundrel like helps a lot in that, is like certain direction. But Gravy Bones, I mean, release weekend, he top 8'd US Nationals. He hit the ground like running 100 miles an hour. And so like, I just like, I mean, imagine how different that could have been if you take away a couple of Gravy's cards and you give Marlin and you give Puffin like a better card to be able to play in their actual kits, whether that was Boost or whether that was Pirate or whatever it was, to make it work. And then in the next set, you give Gravy, Puffin, and Marlin some different random expansion slot cards, and you bring them all up together, I think is the way you have to do it.
Can you imagine the hype of seeing like Chum in like an expansion slot?
The
Dude,
hype.
like,
Oh,
dude,
bro.
like
People
the
would
mind-
lose their shit.
that's what I'm saying though. It's like
It would have been positive hype or negative hype, but it would have been the same way. Either way. Like, it would have been a, like, visceral reaction to seeing that card.
I don't know. Also, one thing I want to talk about now is we talked about ProQuest. I see the hour and 10-minute number up there, and I was like, oh, okay. I gotta like skip to this really quickly. So I believe we have 200 to 250 CC ProQuests, right?
Okay?
So we have 1,500 LL points given to out for the season. So if KO wins a ProQuest, he gets 10 LL points. That's it. I just wanted to say that. I just thought that was the most insane fact ever.
Yeah,
Is
if
that
you're on the
true?
1.5 multiplier, it's 9 or 10, however they want to divide it up at the end of the day. But yeah, and that's why Verdance is on the chopping block to LL immediately, because if
Is on the-
she
Dude,
she's on like 5 or 6 per win because she's on the 1X. You've got Prism, who looks very far away, but if she wins her 7 or so ProQuests a week, she might be gone.
Well, if Verdance wins enough, she's gone this week, right?
Yeah. She could win enough. this
she's
weekend.
gone this week. I'll be
Probably.
very shocked
Could
if she's not
KO
gone
win
this week.
enough to be gone this week,
We-
or does he need
Yes.
another week?
Oh, he's win 3 whole fucking PQs.
Yeah.
He's
it's
that
nothing.
close? Okay, so
Yes.
Verdance and KO are gone this week.
Prism
Like,
is
I think it's
probably
it's
gone.
possible Verdance doesn't go. She's at like 996 or some shit.
Yeah.
But like by Memphis, they will absolutely be fucking curtains.
Yeah, Prism might not be legal for Yokohama, and she might not be legal for Memphis if people get lucky.
How close
If
is
KO
she?
goes,
Like Prism?
Prism is 136 away. She's right there
Damn.
beside Verdance.
So I need to play Prism, is what you're telling me.
It depends on how hard
agree
you
with
cook
you.
my chat, I guess. But yeah,
what's going to happen is KO LLs, and let's say Prism has 2 or 3 wins, which is still puts her to like 900 points. There's a real chance that KO LLing week 1 makes Prism LL week 2. That is a real possibility of things I could see, because then she just has no bad matchups in the top decks.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, Yokohama without KO, Verdance, Prism, probably Fi stays. But
I mean,
maybe. I don't know.
Fi's probably going to be here.
Yeah.
I think Fi
But-
will be a legal hero for Yokohama.
I think a world without Earth sounds pretty interesting.
Fi is on that 1.5 multiplier, which means that he literally just has to win 18 PQs.
Yeah. Which is like 9%.
Like it's
He has to win 18
Unlikely.
ProQuests. I mean,
yeah.
I think there's a world where Fi wins like 10 or 12.
It's gonna be tight. I don't think it's like out of the realm possibility that Fi's also gone.
It's definitely not
Unless-
out of the realm of possibility, no.
Dorentia. God, I'm just kidding.
Now we're reaching.
What are you talking about, dude? They were supposed to LL last year.
Okay. Are we good for questions? Has
Yeah,
Taylor
let's
hit
go.
all of his rambling points?
I have
Definitely
one more,
not.
but
There's more, but we can rip it.
yeah, I'll save it for next week.
Okay, save it for next week. I like it. All right. So we've got 2 questions here. If you were to assign a member of the podcast a Pokemon to any hero in Flesh and Blood, who would it be? Like, you're assigning like sorry, I worded that weird as shit. You're assigning a Pokemon to a character in Flesh and Blood.
Like giving them as a trainer, or are we equating them to a Pokemon?
No. Like, you're assigning like the Flesh and Blood hero is the trainer of the Pokemon.
Okay, I understand.
Starvo would be Machamp all day.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
I feel like Victor should have Meowth.
I like that. I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
That's a
Aurora
good one.
is Pikachu.
Yeah.
That's what jumps out at me. Pokemon. Who would Psyduck be with? I have to know this.
Fi is Blaziken.
Yep. Who's Psyduck? I'm curious because like Psyduck's my favorite Pokemon.
Tough Nut.
Yep. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Tough Nut. I'm a Tough Nut gamer for life now, baby. Okay, next question. What non-hero character in Flesh and Blood, whether it's art, lore, whatever you want, do you want to see as a hero the most?
Oh, what's the non-talented illusionist name? I forget.
Mira.
Amira.
It's a fucking awful name, Amira.
All right. So, Sam, illusionist, as always.
Who would I want to see? I don't know.
Mine
Maybe
would be a guy from Spinal Crush.
hold on. I'm trying to remember. His name is like the hand that controls all or something. I want to see him as a card. Well, here he is. The hand that pulls the strings. That's who I want as a hero.
All right. Sam wants an illusionist. Taylor wants somebody that I have no idea who it is. And I
Wait.
want the guy from Spinal Crush.
Wait. Are you guys serious? You don't know who this is?
I don't know. Off the top of my head who that
No
is.
clue, dog.
Hold on.
I don't. I have like zero lore knowledge.
Yeah, no, this is like a real thing, by the way. I just posted it.
Mentor? Okay, I know the pic. I know
The
picture.
hand that pulls the strings. Arachne Mentor.
Yeah, this is who taught
Arachne has a mentor?
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's why I'm like, dude, this guy's sweet.
A bunch of the Blitz decks have mentors that are officially defunct.
If you're reading this thing, dude, this thing's busted. This thing is a
While
4
this
block.
is face up in your
It's a
arsenal,
4
your
block, just
first
as a
attack
baseline.
with contract, each turn gets to go again. If it's attacking a royal hero, it gets +1. At the beginning of your end phase, destroy a silver you control. If you don't, put this on the bottom of your deck and draw a card. Once per turn attack reaction. Turn this face up, activate this ability only while it's face down in your arsenal. All right. All right.
It slaps,
It's
doesn't
a
it?
cool
dude?
looking card. It's a cool
It does look pretty cool. It does look pretty cool. I will say that.
big fan of like esoteric scroll guy.
Yeah. I would also like to see Lord Sutcliffe, but like, we'll see him next set.
Can you copy an image? Hang on, I'm going to send you guys a picture that'll make you want to cry.
Yeah, I think it would be neat if they did like some of the more like major arts, like
Sam, look at the picture I sent you. I'm going to talk about it as soon as you read it. Taylor's reaction was everything I needed.
Oh my god, dude, they printed this one correctly.
So,
let's go. Okay, all right.
yeah, somebody DM'd me a picture of Astral Strike, except the third mode, it doesn't have an option. It just says this gets go again. Like,
Just
amazing.
Just like Serenade.
Absolutely amazing. The person who sent me that's going to love that we called that shit out on stream. Amazing. I love it.
I think it would be neat if they started doing heroes that are in like the like quintessential cards, like the Lady in Tunic,
Okay.
as
No.
like heroes. That would also be really cool. But that's probably a shout I have.
I would love to see the librarian.
Oh, maybe next set.
Maybe.
Well, you know what? Like, so set 20 is supposed to be this big, like, crazy thing. What if, like, we actually have some, like, god revival shit happen and we get, like, these insane looking heroes?
That'd be cool.
Wait. What if the next set is like the worst set ever printed? It's like Bright Lights 2. It's like the biggest dog water you've ever
Please
played.
stop. Please stop.